everybody a little late, just a little bit. 7:01. It's not too late. It's not too late. Okay. All right. Hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. It's another wonderful Monday morning here in the city of St. Louis. As always, to thank God for the privilege to share, to empower, to strengthen, to motivate, to challenge. That's what we do as coaches. We challenge people to become a better version of yourself. You will never be a better version of yourself without a challenge. That's a fact of life. Challenge is good. It's how you. It's about how you translate that. What do you do when you're hurt, broken, tired, weary? You got to bounce back, get back in the battle, get back in the fight. As I've often said, I'll say it again: life is a journey. All right. Good morning. Good morning. You all come on in. Good morning. I thank God for being able to share this morning. Woke up this morning, as we would say in the church, with my mind stayed on Jesus. Okay, let's get started. You all certainly would encourage you to share. Thank all of you who always share, many of you who do share, and you help others because we need each other. All right, so here we go. Talking about relationships. And of course, all of us constantly need help in these areas. Some are better than worse, but all of us are in this evolution of developing healthy relationships. All right. So, talking about how to repair a relationship, how to repair it. And the reality is that it's a skill set. It's a skill set, something that you got to be taught, be trained. Like any other profession, there's certain components to that profession, or whatever that platform might be. It's something that you acquire through knowledge. So, how to repair a relationship? Stated Wednesday, rather, established Friday. Establish the goal is to negotiate with a compromise in view. So, establish the goal is to negotiate with a compromise in view. So, the word I want to focus on is negotiate. As I revisit the definition, it says to attempt to come to an agreement on something through discussion and compromise. Man, this is some good stuff. To attempt. You cannot even begin to repair the relationship without attempting to repair it. And of course, as I said, some relationships, I don't know if you can attempt. I'm not talking about marriage and the children. Sometimes friendships, things go crazy. And when you value the relationship, I would certainly suggest that you do attempt to repair it. But in some cases, individual relationships, there are seasons that come that perhaps it's time to move on. And that happens. Okay. So, steps to effective relationship negotiating. All right. Number one, listen. Listen. All right. By listening closely to the concerns and feelings expressed by a friend, because a loved one, a spouse, whatever that place or category you want to place that person in, and understanding their perspective, one can begin to rebuild trust, a key component in any relationship. I'm here to tell you, when trust is gone, you got to work on that, because you can't repair a relationship without trust. All right. So one of the things that I was taught, and I sort of emphasize, is a technique called speaker listener. Speaker listener. Now think about it. Listen. All right. Listen. You're listening. All right. Speaker listener. The word technique means the method. Hello, somebody. The method. It is the system of listening. System listening. So, speaker listening, note this, is a form of active listening. The speaker listener technique has each person take turns as the speaker and the listener while following a few simple rules for each role. By doing so, you can assure that both people are fully heard and understand. Man, this is good stuff. I know y'all want to talk about demons and casting out demons and all that old spiritual stuff. I'm all for that. I'm all for the healing and miracles and all that. But let's dial it down. Let's dial it down. Let's come back to earth. Because most of our issues in relationships are the result of our behavior. All right, and many times it's our upbringing, the culture we were raised in, and this technique here is difficult, particularly when you've been talking all the time. Well, you gotta say what's on your mind. Let me talk to you today. Let me talk to you, because here's the deal, you all get this: the context of the text or the definition, speaker listener technique has each person takes turn, both the speaker and the listener. In other words, there's in the conversation, you are the speaker, then you become the listener. You go from the listener to the speaker. Now, I don't have time to teach you on the 5 levels of listening, but here's the point I want to make: that you got to take turn. It becomes the other person's turn. And that means that I'm going to allow you to talk while you allow me to talk. And this is hard for some people because they talk so much. They're so concerned about their issues and what they want. And, I had a conversation a few weeks ago or 2 weeks ago with an individual that, for lack of a better expression, offended and, made me feel bad about something. So I talked to the individual about how they made me feel, and the individual began to defend their behavior. And I said to them, instead of you validating my feelings, you chose to seek validation. That's the word, man. And frankly, when in this moment, because I processed what had transpired, and it wasn't a big deal, let's be clear. But the way the person made me feel, I said, let me go talk to this individual. Let me call him, tell him how I feel. Well, the individual, again, to my point, instead of listening to the degree that they were able to tap into my emotions, they began to seek validation. And I said to the person, instead of you validating the way I feel, you are seeking validation. And it was discouraging for me, quite frankly. And I told the person, I was frustrated because this is the method of dealing with people. So speaker listener says that you talk, I listen, and I listen with empathy. I listen attentively. I listen without judging or being critical because I want to hear what you're saying. Here's the deal. Stick to the one issue. Don't get all over the place and you bring it up what happened 15 years. Let's talk about today. What happened a month ago? Let's talk about what is bothering you. So stick to the issue. All right? Validate the person's feelings. You don't have to always understand you, or we're not Jesus. We cannot fully understand. But give some sense that I don't fully understand, but I want to validate what you're saying. All right? Listen to this. Use statements like if I did this, or I didn't mean it that way, or something of that in that context. But don't just, when you speak or listener, you got to listen, but listen with the perspective that I want to be able to hear you, and I want you to know that I hear you. All right. So here we go. The second step to negotiating is don't assume that other people or the other party is going to be ready right away to return to a close relationship. My Lord. Let me say it again. Don't assume that the other party, other person is going to be ready right away to return to a close relationship. And it might be your spouse. Give them space. Hello, somebody. That's real talk with the bishop. So when I'm angry, and I'm not this guy be just a loose cannon. It's just not my nature. But when I'm angry and I'm hurting, sometimes just give me space. Just give the person space. Just give them a little space, you know. Give them, it's called a timeout. Give them a little moment to regroup. No, let's talk. All right. Number three, reframe the negotiation and shift the focus. Sometimes what you're saying, it just got to change the frame. To change the frame. Maybe what you're saying in this particular frame is not working. So you got to reframe different words, softer tone. It's a skill set, you all. And focus more on the fact that I want to negotiate. Number four, remember that you're on the same team. This is huge. And you might be your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, folk working on the usher board with you. You know, Baptist folks say the usher board. It's the usher board. Anyway, we're on the same team, you all. This is huge. Your marriage is a team. Your family is a team. All right. So we're on the same team. And listen to me. You gotta learn how to. Everybody's not the same. Everybody's temperament is different. All right. We're wired differently. All right. So we're on the same team. So on the same team, guess what? I need you. I need your skill set. I need your participation because we're on the same team. We're parenting together. All right. We're siblings. We're on the same team. All right. So that's huge. Number five, be a big girl or a big boy. My Lord. Be a big girl. Because what people do, they spaz out, they tap out, listen to me. They get upset and they don't want to participate. All right. That's what children do. Paul says in 1 Corinthians 3:11, he said, when I was a child, I spoke and thought and reasoned as a child. But when I became a man, he says, when I grew up, I put away childish things. I put them away. It's hard. It's tough when you're hurting. But somebody got to be the bigger person. And when people show humility, don't write it off. Especially men. If your man shows humility, he's willing to talk about it. You know what you all say, women. He don't talk. I can't get him to express himself. I wish he would talk more. Guess what? When he does talk and express himself, don't be critical. Don't judge him. All right? When he start talking, validate it. Validate. And that's a twofold coin. Let's be clear. Women likewise, brothers. When the woman expresses herself and she shows emotions, validate those emotions. You have to fully understand. So, hey guys, we're on our way to better relationships. That's what we are. We're on that path. We're repairing our relationships. Some of this stuff is generational. Some of this, I know people who haven't spoken to their kids in 10, 15 years. It's tough, man, when you want a relationship. And I think it would be beneficial that you would take the initiative with the objective, let's negotiate. I want to hear you and you hear me. And let's find a medium where we can repair our relationship. But it just cannot only be about what you want. It's what we need. Y'all be blessed. Let's get the word out, man. Let's fix these relationships. God will help you. I'm a witness. He'll help you. If you let him, yes, he will. Be blessed.